good morning and welcome back to another daily market outlook. My name is Fabio and we're going to be discussing the major dollar pairs and of course gold. As you can see, the background is still the same. We are still in Austria, heading back to the Netherlands tomorrow morning and finally going to be back behind my own desk, which I miss to death. There's nothing as good as a feeling of just charting behind your own desk and not on a mini laptop screen. Let's just put it that way. So what are the markets doing? That's of course what everybody is interested in. So EURUSD here on the daily time frame, first of all, is a little bit complicated. Why is it complicated? Well, because we have taken out this daily fractal low here, indicating that this is now your daily fractal high. Now, this is not very preferable because what you want to see actually happening is just a retracement in towards here, and then on the 4-hour time frame we see the structural shift and then we just go short. Then what you have is the daily swing alignment and the daily fractal alignment, because at this point in time the daily swing is obviously still bearish, so we're still interested in further downside. However, the thing that is not very pleasant now is that the daily fractal structure, if we come back up in towards this supply zone, will then be bullish, with this then being your fractal low. So preferably what I would want to see today is of course already a sell-off from over here. So what do I mean with over here? Well, from this area of supply. That is preferable. If you go down in towards the 1-hour time frame as well, you can see that during the Asian session we have been consolidating and we form the Asian session range over here. So this is your Asian session range high pretty much, or you could also say that this is the high, and we're now taking that out. Now what I want to see inside of here is some manipulation and some market structure shift to then see further downside. Otherwise, if we don't see any confirmation at all, we'll just push up higher and then we'll come up into what's that higher area of supply, in which it will take a lot more time to potentially look for shorts, because at that point in time the daily will then be fractal bullish and it will then take a lot longer to have confirmation for shorts, according to my personal strategy. Okay, so that's the thing that I don't like about EURUSD at this moment in time. Therefore I would prefer for it to sell off whilst respecting this daily high over here, and then we can get in on those shorts. Otherwise, if we break again this daily fractal high, we'll need to wait for the daily fractal to shift when coming in towards that supply zone. So that's EURUSD, needs a lot more development. But in the meantime, if we look at the dollar, we can see that the dollar has just been retracing today, but overall we are still very, very bullish. Here on the weekly time frame, if we get a bullish weekly candle close, as it seems now, where we have a clear breakout above this liquidity high here, then again I am not going to be surprised if we see 109,500 get hit very, very soon. So that's what I'm looking at on the dollar index. Also the 4-hour time frame of course is still extremely bullish. We are currently inside the bullish order flow here on the 4-hour time frame, with this being your overall sell for the buy. So now what you want to do to get that confirmation that the dollar is ready to start pushing up higher is some lower time frame trend shift. Now what we have, for example, over here is a liquidity trend line, and what's happening now is that we're moving and taking out the current low. So now with liquidity grabbed underneath that low, you would want to see the 15-minute flip bullish. So for example, from this 15-minute demand zone or wherever here to our left, we just want to see the overall fractal structure shift again like this, and then we will be happy to look for longs on the dollar index again, which will then be confirmation for your USD shorts, etc, etc. So again, only looking for longs on the dollar, not looking for sells just yet. Going into AUDUSD, AUDUSD itself has pushed down lower and lower. Yesterday, pretty slow day, nothing really much going on. Overall, just looking for a higher retracement now before looking for any further downside once again. Yeah, AUDUSD looking good, but we need obviously to make some higher prices before looking for those shorts. That's all I can say. Not really interested in getting in shorts over here, unless of course the 4-hour starts flipping bearish again, but preferably what you would want to see, because now the 4-hour fractal low is this low over here, so there's no real sense in then just taking the short. What I would prefer is for us to kind of form a bullish trend and then let's say react to this supply zone over here and then give us the 4-hour fractal shift. That is far more preferable. So we need this to line up very beautifully before getting into any shorts. For now, it's just reacting to nothing here to the left, so I wouldn't be surprised if we just take out that high and just continue with the overall order flow up higher until we see a shift in the order flow and we see those demand zones get broken. Then we'll have a supply zone where we can look for a short from. So that's what I have for AU. Obviously not looking for any longs overall here on the daily time frame, extremely bearish down lower. And also if you go into the weekly time frame as well, you can see that the weekly swing low over here is my next target. So this is the next target for Aussie dollar, 0.61703 next. So let's see if we can get in on any more shorts over there. Now heading over into GBPUSD, GU itself has been moving pretty much the cleanest actually of all pairs. Very simply said, guys, this was just the most beautiful short that I have seen in a very long time, especially if you view it from the daily time frame. Overall, we were swing bearish and we know it. So swing push down, then we get the retracement back up. Now, how do we know that the market is already ready to sell off and not pull all the way back up in towards this supply zone, or to grab all of this liquidity, push in towards this supply zone, hit the 618 or the 780 or whatever fib you want to use, and then be a guru and then try to sell because you're just going to miss out on the entire setup? Well, we use the fractal structure, which is the most beautiful thing in the world. Well, what we saw was a fractal low break over here. Then what happens? This becomes your area of supply, and then anybody still trying to buy it is just out of his mind and doesn't really know what he's talking about, because then you see very clearly that the overall order flow just gets respected to absolute perfection. Also over here we have the monthly and the yearly level acting as a resistance level and then just pushing the market down lower. So this is the overall beauty setup of the year. Stop loss above the supply zone on the daily, and then you see, like literally we just missed out. Oh no, we hit a 1 to 3 risk to reward even. So the most beautiful trade, and then obviously once we hit a new lower low, which is this low over here, the trade is completed, and now you just want to wait for a little bit of a deeper impulse, pull back, and then get in again. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for further downside, but we need it to develop. So for now, the 4-hour fractal structure is respected. This is now your 4-hour supply zone. So obviously you're going to be looking for sells inside of there, as the 4-hour downside momentum is currently in control. So yeah, that's pretty much just that. Only looking for sells on GU at the moment. This is currently your protected 4-hour or daily, fractal high. So as long as that high is respected, we are only looking for shorts. However, at this moment in time, we just literally grabbed liquidity underneath this low. We are forming a new lower low. So yeah, it's not the best time to get into shorts, because obviously when you have a downtrend, where do you want to get in a setup? You want to get in on the lower high, right? That is the overall goal. So you want to get in over here on the new lower high, and then the new lower high is confirmed once we see what the fractal structure shifts. So this is where you want to get in. You don't want to get in over here on literally when you're breaking structure, because then you're just a little bit late to the party. So waiting for some pullback on GU before getting in on that. Next of all, we have NZDUSD. NZDUSD itself has also pushed down lower this week. Overall, very similar to AU. We need a pullback before any further shorts. Obviously, the next target for NU is this low over here, maybe even this low to our left over here. So looking for those shorts on NZDUSD. But yeah, preferably we would want to see a pullback before getting into any further shorts overall, as yeah, I'm not interested in selling anything here. There's no sell setup at all over here. So what I would prefer to see is similar to AU, where we just get a nice demand order flow back up in towards the highs, and then at some point in time we see the 4-hour fractal shift again, and then we see a supply chain start to form, and then we get in on the supply chain back down in towards those weekly lows. So that's very simply said what I'm looking for on NU, not looking at buys at all. And then last of all, we have gold. Gold itself is very slow at the moment. If we look at gold, we can see over here that we didn't really make a retracement in towards this high. We saw a fractal structure shift here already on the 4-hour time frame. So this is now your area of supply at this moment. This is the buy up before the sell down. So the market could already start selling off from here. Do keep that in mind. That is a possibility. We have a lot of equal lows here formed as well. So I'm now looking to see if we get any lower time frame confirmation. Yeah, pretty much just that. We're looking for lower time frame confirmation. So what is the lower time frame confirmation? We have a demand zone over here. Then we have a demand zone over here that is in control. So don't at me. Don't say, Fabio, I'm looking for this on gold. I'm looking for that on gold. This is what I'm looking for on gold, guys. I'm looking for a potential short if the setup performs itself. And how is the setup going to perform itself? Well, if we see the lower time frame trend shift. So what is the lower time frame trend shift? Well, if this demand zone breaks, then for me, it's a very evident short to at least take out these liquidity lows and trade it back down in towards here. So that's what I'm looking for on gold. Don't say I'm going to buy here, because that for me is just not a valid setup according to my plan. Maybe it is according to your plan, but don't tell me what to do or to buy, because this is what I'm looking for. And this is valid according to my trading strategy. Okay, so daily fractal is bearish. The daily fractal broke the daily fractal low over here. Therefore, we're interested in a potential sell-off. We already retraced in towards the overall buy before the sell over here with this wick of that candle. You can't see it because of the green zone, but I think you can now. And then if we look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, we have the 4-hour fractal structure getting broken, and now we're inside 4 hour supply. Now, in order to get the valid setup, we need to look at lower time frame confirmation. Is the lower time frame confirmation there already? No, it is not. So there are no shorts available. We're going to be waiting for this to happen. If that happens, then there is going to be a short. Otherwise, it will just push up higher and higher. Okay, as simple as that. So that's what I'm looking for today, guys. Obviously, if we look at the higher time frame and we zoom out in towards the overall swing structure, yes, obviously we're bullish. I'm not stupid, guys. But looking at the short term, there is definitely possibility for gold to push down lower, maybe even in towards this area of fresh accumulation or demand. Okay, so keep that in mind. If we don't see a shift in the structure, we'll just head into here. Otherwise, yeah. Or if we do see a lower time frame shift in structure, we could see a push in towards here. Otherwise, yeah, we could just head up higher and higher. And then once we break this daily fractal high again, then I'll be interested to long gold into a new all-time high once again. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day and speak soon.